Do you want to know the true story of how Twitter became X? Extremely Hardcore offers us a behind-the-scenes look into this pivotal moment in tech history. Why did Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter cause such chaos, and what really went on behind the scenes? From mass firings and algorithm tweaks to a complete rebranding, Musk's controversial decisions left the tech world in shock. But was it all part of a master plan, or did things spiral out of control? It's probably something different. Let's rewind to a time when Elon Musk had his eyes set on a vision much bigger than just electric cars or space exploration. Way back in 1999, he invested heavily in an online banking startup called X.com, which later transformed into what we know today as PayPal. But Musk never let go of his dream for X, an all-in-one platform where people could pay, message, and pretty much do everything online in one place. Fast forward to 2022, Musk saw an opportunity to turn Twitter into the foundation of this grand vision. He wasn't just interested in buying a social media platform, he wanted to reshape it, mold it, and turn it into something entirely different. And when a simple tweet from President Biden outperformed his own tweet during the Super Bowl, Musk's frustration was clear. He needed control. Suddenly, Twitter's algorithm was reconfigured to boost his tweets, stirring up anger and confusion among users. For Musk, this wasn't just about social media. It was a mission to revolutionize the digital world. His ambition went beyond just improving Twitter. He wanted it to become the everything app that combined all his tech dreams into one. He began purchasing Twitter shares in early 2022, each move hinting at a bigger plan. By April, he was ready to make an offer for the entire platform, and a high-stakes game had begun. For Musk, Twitter was a battleground. He wanted to prove his vision, his X. It could redefine global communication and business. But would this bold plan pay off, or was he steering Twitter into chaos? That's where the real drama begins. The path to owning Twitter wasn't a smooth ride for Elon Musk. It was more like a roller coaster with unexpected twists and turns. He started buying Twitter shares early in 2022, slowly increasing his stake. At first, he played along, accepting an invitation to join the board of directors. For a moment, it seemed like he would work within the existing structure, but that didn't last long. Musk grew frustrated. He criticized Twitter's leaders for a lack of aggression. He felt it was needed to push the platform forward. He saw an organization bogged down by bureaucracy, run by executives who barely engaged with their own product. It was clear he had a much bigger play in mind. By mid-April, Musk decided he wasn't content with just a board seat, as he wanted the whole company. So he put an offer on the table to buy Twitter outright, a deal that valued the company at around $44 billion. The board, initially hesitant, eventually accepted his offer, setting the stage for a dramatic showdown. Musk had promised to tackle issues like bots and spam that plagued the platform, but just as the ink was drying on the agreement, he seemed to get cold feet. He started voicing concerns over the very problems he claimed he would fix, casting doubt on whether he'd go through with the purchase. As Twitter's share price began to drop, tensions escalated. His legal team scrambled to find a way out, while Twitter threatened a lawsuit to enforce the deal. All eyes were on this legal battle as the October court date loomed closer. Then, just when it seemed he might back out entirely, Musk doubled down, agreeing to proceed with the original terms. He stormed into Twitter headquarters with a porcelain sink in hand, making a pun that spread like wildfire online. Let that sink in. The dramatic gesture set the tone for what was to come. Employees were left in a state of uncertainty, wondering how Musk's ownership would change everything they knew. The takeover was a bold move in a high-stakes game where the rules were still being written. And now everyone was waiting to see if Musk's bold gamble would be a stroke of genius or a step too far. Now, when Elon Musk finally took the reins at Twitter, he didn't just walk in quietly, he made sure everyone felt the shift. Accompanied by a team of trusted advisors and engineers from his other ventures, like Tesla and SpaceX, he quickly got to work, reshaping the company in his image. The first order of business? Massive cost cutting. Overnight, nearly half of Twitter's workforce was laid off. Roughly 3,700 employees gone in a flash. Whole departments like the ethical AI team and trust and safety were either reduced to skeleton crews or completely wiped out. The message was clear. Musk had little patience for what he considered unnecessary. Amid this chaos, a new project was launched, Twitter Blue. It was a subscription service that promised to democratize verification. Anyone with a credit card and $8 a month could get a coveted blue check mark. Musk believed this would not only solve what he saw as an elitist system, but also create a fresh stream of revenue to stabilize the company. Yet, within days of its launch, Twitter Blue turned into a fiasco. Fake accounts popped up everywhere, impersonating companies, celebrities, and even government agencies. A fake Eli Lilly accounts tweet announced free insulin. This caused the real company's stock to plummet. Many brands then reconsidered their ads on the platform. The chaos didn't stop there. Major advertisers began to pull back. They were wary of what their products might be associated with on an unpredictable platform. As advertisers left, Twitter's revenue plummeted. Many wondered if Musk's new vision was sinking the company. Musk doubled down. He issued an ultimatum. Employees had to commit to an extremely hardcore work environment or take a severance package and leave. They were only given 36 hours to decide their future with the company. This bold approach to reshaping Twitter's future was about survival, but was the strategy a stroke of genius that would eventually lead to innovation? Or was it tearing the company apart from the inside out? When Elon Musk stepped into Twitter, he promised to be a crusader for free speech, declaring that the platform should be a space where every voice could be heard. Yet, as days turned into weeks, his actions started raising eyebrows. On one hand, he quickly reinstated several controversial accounts that had been banned for violating policies on hate speech and disinformation. He painted himself as the defender of open dialogue, claiming Twitter should not silence any opinions. However, the cracks in this stance began to show. Within no time, he found himself in the spotlight for doing the exact opposite of what he preached. When a Twitter account tracked his private jet using public data, Musk banned it. He also banned some journalists who reported on the situation. Then came his compliance with censorship requests from foreign governments, like suppressing tweets during sensitive elections. Suddenly, his commitment to free speech seemed a lot more conditional than anyone expected. These contradictions didn't just confuse the public, they sparked outrage. Employees wondered if they were serving all voices or just those that fit within Musk's shifting limits. Advertisers grew even more nervous, pulling their money away from a platform that seemed to lack a consistent direction. The platform's reputation took more hits. Many began to wonder, was it a champion of free speech or just someone who bent the rules for his own interests? As the months rolled on, the line between champion and hypocrite grew blurrier. Would Musk's selective approach to free speech prove to be a smart business strategy, or would it turn into yet another stumbling block in his tumultuous reign at Twitter? The answer, it seemed, depended on who you asked and where the next controversy would lead. By the middle of 2023, it became clear that Twitter was on a shaky path. Musk, determined to bring his vision to life, decided to go for a dramatic rebranding. Twitter, the most iconic social media platform, would be known as X. The goal was to make it a digital town square for all kinds of activity. The new name and concept were bold moves, but they came at a cost. The rebranding wasn't the fresh start many had hoped for. In fact, it only seemed to fuel further chaos. The company's focus shifted heavily toward pushing the Twitter Blue subscription, promising users who signed up better visibility and algorithmic benefits. Yet instead of boosting the platform, this strategy led to confusion and more public backlash. Prominent figures openly mocked the changes, while impersonations and misinformation started flooding the platform again. Twitter's long-standing credibility took another hit, and users began to drift away. And it wasn't just about public perception. Behind the scenes, things weren't looking good either. Internal documents revealed that signups for the new paid service were far below expectations. Competitors were quick to jump in, like Meta's new platform, Threads, which attracted millions of users in a matter of days. Twitter's engagement numbers started to decline, and ad revenues continued to drop. The promise of a new era seemed to be slipping further out of reach. Even with a new CEO at the helm, the turbulence showed no signs of easing. Hate speech and disinformation were reportedly on the rise, driving even more advertisers away. The platform's value continued to plummet, and the lawsuits kept piling up. Musk's grand vision of X as an all-encompassing digital ecosystem was struggling against the reality of running a social media platform that had lost its footing. But evidently things are kind of taking shape now, and well, only time will tell how the story of X will unfold. What do you think about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter? Share your thoughts in the comments section below and be sure to subscribe.